Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. अध्याय 2 मंत्र 10. समे शुचौ शर्करा वह्निवालुका विवर्जिते शब्दजलाश्रयादिभिः मनोनुकूले न तु चक्षुपीडने गुहानिवाताश्रयणे प्रयोजयेत्. We are discussing the topic of meditation, dhyana. What is the suitable place for dhyana? The Shastra gives some specifications. What kind of place is suitable for meditation? Same shuchau. The ground should be sama, even. There should not be undulations in the ground. If the ground is uneven, one cannot sit comfortably. Half up, half down, one cannot meditate. So it should be sama, even ground. And shuchau, it should be clean, physically clean and also spiritually clean. The place should not be used for any adharma, any evil acts. Sharkara vahnivaluka vivarjite, and the place should be free from sharkara, vahni and valuka. Sharkara means small stones. If there are small stones in the place, it may prick. It should be free from vahni, fire, and also valuka, sand. It should not be a sandy place. Sharkara vahni valuka vivarjite deshe, and shabda jalashrayadibhihi vivarjite. It should be free from shabda and jala. It should not be a moist place. And there should not be ashraya nearby. Ashraya means a residential place. So many people may make noise around and disturbances. You should be away from where the people reside. Manonukule, it should be pleasant to the mind. The mind should feel pleasant. Nato chakshu pidane, it should not be irritating to the eyes. The scenes around a place should not be irritating to the eyes. Means it should be pleasant looking. Like there is a mountain, there is a river. So when you have such ambience, it is very conducive for meditation. The mind becomes quiet all of a sudden, and the meditation becomes effective. That is why many rishis and many sadhus, they try to find such places like in Himalaya. So there are snowy mountains around. If you go to the interiors of Himalaya, and there are rivers flowing, and there they will find some cave, Guha Nivata Shayane. Guha Nivata Shayana. There is a cave, and it is Nivata. There is no movement of air also. Means very quiet place. They sit in such places and do their sadhana. Prayojayet. Prayojayet means chittam paramatmani yojayet. One should focus the mind on Paramatma sitting in such places. Now, where will we find such a place? Should everyone go to Himalaya? Now, Himalaya is also getting crowded. If you go to Haridwar or Rishikesh now, especially in May and June, there is no place to put your foot. And also it is not easy to find caves like that nowadays. Then what should we do? There is a statement, Nivrittaragasya grihan tapovanam. When there is no much attachment, Nivrittaraga. For such people, house itself can be a tapovan. Convert your house itself into a place of sadhana, a place for tapas. And do your sadhana there itself. Not necessary to find a different place. It is not practicable for everyone. And some people who try to find such a place also end up being non-starters sometimes. There is a story in Yoga Vasishta. I think his name was Dashura, if I remember correctly. Dashura. He tried to find a conducive place for meditation. He wanted to meditate, and so he referred to the Shastra And in the Shastra, it is specified what kind of place should be chosen for meditation. This is just a small specification. There are even more specifications. It should be Vastu compliant. So many specifications are there. It should be like Kurma Prishtha. So many specifications. And he searched for such a place. Started his search. I want a very nice place for meditation, fulfilling all the criteria prescribed in the Shastras. Unfortunately, he could never find such a place. Because wherever he went, there were some or other problems. In one way or the other, it is not fitting the specifications. Therefore, he could never meditate. Therefore, one should not be non-starters, thinking that I am not finding a conducive place, a conducive time. All these are some preferable specifications. Whether we can find an absolutely preferable location or not, it depends on our prarabdha. Depends on so many factors. But what is more important, as the mantra says, manonukule, the mind should be pleasant. Make your mind pleasant wherever you are. And it is easily possible when you detach yourself. Nivrittaragaha. So, you sit there and start meditating. So, what happens when you start doing the spiritual practices, like meditation, or even like intense japa? Even intense japa is a meditation. So, what happens? There are some basic initial indications, certain initial experiences that people get during their sadhana. And some of such indications are mentioned in next mantra. We will read them. Nihara dhumarka nilanalaanam Nihara dhumarka anilanalaanam Khadyota vidyut Sphatikashashinam Etani rupani Purassarani Brahmanyabhivyaktikarani yoge. So, there are some initial visions. Many people, when they start doing meditation, after a few days, they start getting certain experiences. And most often, these experiences come very early. Maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks, these experiences start happening. Then sometimes some people mistake it for enlightenment. I saw a light during meditation. Then they think, oh, I have got enlightenment. Therefore, the Shastra says, do not think it is enlightenment. It is just a beginning. Do not get carried away by such experiences. Sometimes the experiences are just simple, like seeing a light or seeing some picture inside your mind, or even hearing some sound inside. In the heart, some people hear a sound like the blowing of a shankha. Some auspicious sound. Sometimes it may be of that kind, and sometimes it may be in the form of a siddhi, certain spiritual powers. Even some spiritual powers may manifest. Then some people might get carried by these, these spiritual accomplishments that come during the process. Many people, in fact, get carried away also. That is why you find that some people become very popular at a short span of time. They become very popular because people are attracted. Oh, this person has some special power. People are attracted. But what happens after a while? There is a downfall. People start finding something is wrong with this person. Initially, the person might have been very sincere. He had been practicing meditation. He had been practicing the sadhana. But in between, he got some power and he started misusing it. He got carried away by that power. Then all problems started. Initially, he attracted people, but then he fell for some temptations. You can observe it happening. It's not just once in a while. It keeps happening. Many people, I know quite a few people. Therefore, this is a warning to a spiritual seeker. Do not get carried away by certain initial experiences. They are indications that you are making some progress. You can take it that way. But do not think it is a great accomplishment also. Because it is just a primary indication, preliminary indication. It is not the measure of one's spiritual success. See, Nihara Dhumarkanilanam. Sometimes one may get a vision of Nihara. Nihara means snow. One may get a vision of snow. and dhuma, smoke, anila. One may feel that there is some kind of wind within him. And anala, fire. He may see a fire burning within. And khadyota, firefly. He may get a vision of some blinking of light, some sparks of light, like the fireflies. You start seeing some sparks of light when you close the eyes. Vidyut, sometimes it may be in the form of a lightning. You see a light like a flash of light, lightning. Spatika, and sometimes it is like a spatika, light reflected in a crystal type of vision. And shashi, moonlight. There can be an experience of a moonlight like experience. You see a pleasant bright light in yourself. Etani rupani purassarani brahmanyabhivyaktikarani yoge. Etani rupani, these rupas, these visions, they are Brahmani yoge purassarani abhivyaktikarani. When you do yoga on Brahman, your objective is Brahman, not any of these things. What you have to get is Paramatma, nothing less than Paramatma. But these are purassarani abhivyaktikarani. Purassarani, the initial abhivyaktikarani, initial indications. They are indicating that you are doing your sadhana with the focus. You are doing your sadhana sincerely. But it is not the end in itself. Next, पृथिव्यप्तेजो निलखे समुत्थिते पृथिव्यप्तेजो निलखे समुत्थिते पंचात्मके योग गुणे प्रवृत्ते न तस्य रोगो न जरा न मृत्युः प्राप्तस्य योगाग्निमयं शरीरम्. This mantra as well as the following mantra, they are talking about certain fringe benefits of practicing the sadhana. There are certain fringe benefits. And the fringe benefits can be felt in this body. The most important fringe benefit is a good physical health. By the practice of sadhana, one can get a better physical health. We should remember we are not discussing the physical yoga here. We are not discussing the Ashtanga, the Hatha yoga, not the asanas, etc. They will definitely have the physical effect. They will definitely improve the health. But we are discussing the sadhana, the spiritual practice. Even the spiritual practice has an effect on our health. It contributes to our physical health in a positive way. One may ask how it is possible. If you look into Yoga Shastra or Ayurveda, according to them, any disease begins with the Manomaya Kosha. In the modern approach, we think the disease begins with the physical body, with our physiological imbalance. Perhaps our doctor may agree with this. Originally, the disease begins with the Manomaya Kosha. It begins in the mind. Even the modern medicine accepts that there is something called psychosomatic problem. Psychosomatic. Some problems are proven to be psychosomatic, but so many other problems, they may not have been proven as psychosomatic, but many of the diseases begin with the Manomaya Kosha. When you do the sadhana, it affects our Manomaya Kosha. It has a positive influence on our Manomaya Kosha. The mind becomes calm. The mind becomes pleasant. When the mind becomes pleasant, it has a positive effect, a beneficial effect on our physiological system also. That is how a yogi is expected to have a better physical health also, on account of his dedication to the sadhana. And it is true with respect to any form of sadhana. You can observe the people who do puja every day. They spend half an hour in puja or sandhya vandanam. They will have a far better health. There are exceptions. I am not saying it should be 100% so, because our health is determined by various factors. Because of some other factors, one may be sick. But then there is another factor, it is the psychological factor. The psychological factor affecting our health might get reduced on account of these sadhanas. That is why पृथिव्यप तेजो निलखे समुत्थिते पंचात्मके शरीरे. This body, the Upanishad is describing this body, and this body is panchatmaka. It is made of 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Prithvi, Up, Teja, Anila and Kha. Kha means Akash. Prithvi, Earth, Prithvi Tattva. Then Jala, Up. Up means Jala Tattva. Then Tejaha, Agni Tattva. Then Anila, Vayu Tattva. And Kha, Akasha Tattva. These five bhutas, they are called five bhutas, Panchamaha Bhutani. This body is a mixture of the five elements. Therefore, it is called Panchatmake, the Panchatmaka, because it is Samuttita. Samuttita means it is born of the five elements, made of the five elements. In this body, Yoga Gune Pravritte, the Yoga Guna, the positive effect of the yoga starts becoming visible in this body. Yoga Gune Pravritte, start becoming visible in due course of time. You start doing it, and in a few months, maybe 2 months or 3 months, the yoga guna starts manifesting in the body. A yogi's body is different from an ordinary body. A yogi's brain also is different from an ordinary man's brain. And it is clinically proven. There are many researchers, they have shown the difference after practicing yoga for a long time, meditation for a long time, how his nervous system responds to certain stimulus. All these are analyzed in the lab. So I don't know much about it. You can refer to some researches on this. Yoga Gune Pravritte, the effect of yoga starts manifesting in the body. And then na tasya rogo na jara na mrityuhu praptasya yogagnimayam shariram. His body is described as a yogagnimaya sharira, a body where the fire of yoga is burning. Yoga is compared to a fire because it burns down all the impurities. All the psychological impurities are burnt down by yoga. That way it is yogagnimaya. Even his body becomes yogagnimaya sharira. The body becomes brilliant, body becomes bright because of the fire of yoga. And therefore, na tasya rogo na jara na mrityuhu, he will not have diseases. Tasya rogaha na means certain types of ailments will vanish. So many types of ailments will disappear. Sometimes even blood pressure, etc. also disappear. Na tasya rogaha, na jara, he will not have old age. Means he will not become old very quickly. Sometimes people start showing the sign of old age very early in life when they are depressed, when they have some depression in mind. You will find that a 40-year-old person looks like a 65-year-old man. So he will not have the untimely aging. Aging process becomes slowed down. And the mrityuhu, he will not have untimely death. He will have a relatively long life. Untimely death is avoided. Recently, I read a news in some airport, I think in some Gulf country, Saudi or somewhere. In an airport, they were they were checking somebody's passport, the passport authorities. Then the passport authority was shocked when they saw one passport, because the year of birth in that passport is written as 1886, and this happened recently. 1886 is the year of birth. And whose passport it is? An Indian yogi's passport. How many years? You count. I am very weak in mathematics. You can count. 137. I think he is still alive. You can Google out. I forgot his name and other details. But he is a yogi. I think he lives in Kashi. The oldest man living in the world. So, natasya mrityuhu means he will not have untimely death. It's not that a yogi will become immortal physically. It is not so. Everyone will have death, but there are less probability of untimely death for a yogi. That is the idea. Then mantra 13. Laghutvamarogyamalolupatvam varnaprasadam swarasauஷ்ఠவஞ்ச gandhashubho mutrapurishamalpam yoga pravrittim prathamam vadanti. So there are certain other changes in the body that happens in a yogi's life. Laghutvam, he becomes physically light, means he feels a lightness in the body. Even we can sometimes feel this lightness. Suppose you don't eat heavy food, eat satvika food, the body starts feeling light. One day, if you try eating only fruits, That day the body feels so light. And the yogi gets this lightness in body. Lagutvam, Sharira becomes a Laghu, light. Likewise, even the mind becomes light, free from tension, free from stress. Arogyam, he gets arogya, good health, physical as well as mental. Alolupatvam, this is an important development. He becomes free from the impulsive desires. Lolupatva means the impulsive desire for sense objects. I want to eat more tasty food. I want to see this, I want to see that. The Indriya Lolupata, it is a hindrance to spiritual progress. But as a result of the practice of yoga, he becomes free from desire for sense enjoyments. Because he finds the contentment within. Then there is no great craving for tasty food. The craving for tasty food, craving for watching beautiful things like movie, etc., craving for speaking and gossiping. So all the cravings reduce, they subside. Alolupatvam, he gets a mastery over his senses. The senses do not pull him out. Varna prasadaha, he gets a different glow in his complexion. So varna means the complexion, skin color. It gets a different glow. Not that he becomes fair or anything. The complexion will not change, but there is a different glow. Varna prasadaha. You can see the Brahmavarchas in him. It is called Brahmavarchas because of the sadhana. One gets a special brilliance in the face. Swara Saushthavancha, even the voice, there is a special quality in his voice. It is called Swara Saushtava, soundness of voice. He will have a more convincing more convincing and assuring voice. A yogi's voice will be very assuring. That is why when people go to a yogi and the yogi says, "Don't worry," or simple words he may speak, but it is very assuring, very consoling. Swara Saushtava. Then Gandha Shubhaha. Sometimes his body will have a special fragrance. Gandha Shubhaha Gandhaha. He will have a fragrance in his body odor, a pleasant odor. And Mutra Purishamalpam, he will have lesser urine and stool. The excretion, elimination of waste will reduce, because even his consumption will reduce. He will eat only light sattvika food. And there is no much problem of indigestion. Digestion will be proper. All these are certain initial indications. Prathamam yoga pravrittim vadanti. The yogis say that all these are some initial indications of yoga. Initial success in yoga. Next mantra. Yathaiva bimbam mridayopaliptam tejomayam bhrajate tatsudhantam tadvatma tattvam prasamikshya dehi ekah kritartho bhavate vita shokaha. So, what we have seen so far is just the fringe benefits. They are not the mukhya phala. They are not the principal benefit of yoga. You don't practice yoga for those fringe benefits. They may happen or may not happen. But what has to happen really? What is your purpose? What is your goal? The principal benefit of yoga, the main benefit of meditation, it is Brahmajnana. Establishing oneself in the knowledge of Paramatma. It is described by this shloka, this mantra. The Upanishad presents an example. An example to explain the self-knowledge. There is a bimba, an image. Think of an image made of gold or silver. A golden image or a silver image. Let us say an image of Ganesha or an image of Krishna. Any bimba. But because of some reason, it was ignored for a long time. It was kept in some forest. And then it gets a layer of mud, a layer of impurities around it. When there is a layer of impurity, The original nature of the image is not seen. The shine of the gold is lost. Even the form of the image is not properly visible. All the intricate designs in the image are not visible. Because it is covered by a layer of impurity. But then someone picks it up and cleans it properly. Then what happens? Its shine appears again. You can see the beautiful form of the image with the shining gold. The image has regained its original glory, its original shine. This is the example. Even our Swarupa, even the images are called Swarupa. Likewise, we have our Swarupa. What is Swarupa? Swarupa is called Swarupa. Swa means one's own. Own is called Swa. Anything other than Swa is Para. Para means others. One's own nature is called Swarupa. What we think of ourselves, what we identify ourselves as, it is not our Swarupa. Because we have put many layers around ourselves. Just like the image got a layer of impurity, we have many layers of impurities. And because of the layers of impurity, we have a distorted image of ourselves. We have a distorted identity of ourselves. We have come far away from our Swarupa, our original nature. I am limited. The limitation is not our Swarupa. Limitation is a distortion that we have caused because of ignorance. I am limited. I am helpless. In fact, I am a human being. This is also a distortion. What is human being? This body is human being. Now we have a human body. But human being is not your Swarupa. It is much greater than a human being. The Swarupa is Sat Chit Ananda. It is Sat, the pure existence. It is Chit, pure consciousness, and Ananda, pure happiness. That is your Swarupa. But because of the layer of ignorance, we think of ourselves as Asat, subject to destruction. I am subject to destruction. I am impermanent. Even this is because of ignorance. And we identify with the jada, insentient. The body, I am this body which is insentient. And I am subject to dukkha, I am subject to misery. All these are because of ignorance. Then the Brahmajnana, the knowledge of Brahman, removes the layer of ignorance. And when the layer of ignorance is destroyed, you discover your original nature, your original Swarupa, free from limitations, free from unhappiness, free from miseries. You discover it. And your true glory, true greatness shines forever. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.